The book. My memories are very confused. There's even much doubt as to where they begin, for times I feel appalling vistas of years stretching behind me, while at other times it seems as if the present moment of an isolated point in a gray, formless infinity. I am not even certain how I am communicating this message. While I know I am speaking, I have a vague impression that some strange and perhaps terrible meditation will be needed to bear what I say to the points where I wish to be heard. My identity, too, is bewilderingly cloudy. I seem to have suffered a great shock, perhaps from some utterly monstrous outgrowth of my cycles of unique, incredible experience. These cycles of experience, of course, all stem from that warm, written book. I remember when I found it in a dimly lighted place near the black, oily river where the mist always swirled. That place was very old, and the ceiling-high shelves full of rotting volumes reached back endlessly through windowless inner rooms and alcoves. There were, besides, great formless heaps of books on the floor and in crude bins, and in one of these heaps I found the thing. I never learned of its title, for the early pages were missing, but it fell open towards the end and gave me a glimpse of something which sent my senses reeling. There was a formula, a sort of list of things to say and do, which I recognized as some black and forbidden, something which I had read of before in furtive paragraphs mixed with the inheritance and fascination penned by those strange, ancient delvers into the universe's guarded secrets whose decaying text I loved to absorb. It was a key, a guide to certain gateways and transitions which mystics have dreamed and whispered since the race was young, and which lead to freedoms and discoveries beyond the 3 dimensions and realms of life and matter that we know. Not for centuries had any man recalled its vital substance or known where to find it, but this book was very old indeed. No printing press, but the hand of some half-crazed monk had traced these ominous Latin phrases and unicels in amazing antiquity. I remember how the old man leered and tittered and made a curious sign with his hands when I bore it away. He refused to pay for it, and only long after I did guess why. As I hurried home through the narrow, winding, mist-choked waterfront streets, I had the frightful impression of being stealthily followed by softy, padding feet. The censored, tottering houses on both sides seemed alive with fresh and morbid malignity, as if some hitherto closed channel of evil understanding had abruptly been opened. I felt that those walls and overhanging gables of mildewed brick and fungus plaster and timber, with fishy eye-like diamond-paned windows that leered, I could hardly detest from advancing and crushing. Yet I had read only the least fragment of that blasphemous throne, before closing the book and bringing it away. I remember how I read the book at last, white-faced, locked in the attic room that I had long devoted to strange searchings. The great house was very still, for I had not gone up until after midnight. I think I had a family then, though the details are very uncertain. I know there were many servants. Just what was the year? I cannot say, for since then I had known many ages and dimensions, and have had all of my notions of time dissolved and refashioned. It was by the light of the candles that I read. I recalled the relentless dripping of wax. And there were the chimes that came every now and then from distant belfries. I seemed to keep track of those chimes with a particular intentness, as if I feared to hear some very remote, intruding note among them. Then came the first scratching and the fumbling at the door of my window that looked out high above the other roof of the city. It came as I droned aloud with the 9th verse of that primal lay, and I knew in the midst of my shudders what it meant. For he who passes the gateway always wins a shadow, and never again can he be alone. I evoked, and the book was indeed all I suspected. That night I passed through the gateway into a vortex of twisting time and vision, and when the morning found me in the attic room, I saw the walls and shelves fitting that which I have never seen before. Nor could I ever see after the world as I have known it. Mixed with the present scene was always a little bit of the past and a little bit of the future. And every once familiar object loomed alien in its new perspective, brought by my widening sight. From then on I walked in a fantastic dream of unknown and half-known shapes. And with each new gateway crossed, less plainly could I recognize the things of the narrow sphere to which I had long been bound. What I said about me none else saw. I grew doubtedly silent and aloof lest I thought to be mad. Dogs had a fear of me, for they felt the outside shadow which had never left my side. But I still read more, in hidden, forgotten books and scrolls, to which my new vision led me. I pushed through fresh gateways of space and being and life patterns towards the core of the unknown cosmos. I remember the night I made the 5 concentric circles of fire on the floor, and stood in the innermost one chanting the monstrous litany the messenger from Tartani had brought. The walls melted away, and I was swept up by a black wind through the gulf of the fathomless gray, with the needle-like pinnacles of the unknown mountains miles below me. After a while there was an utter blackness, and then the light of a myriad of stars formed strange alien constellations. Finally I saw a green-lit plain far below me, and discerned on its twisting towers of a city built in no fashion I had ever known, or read, or have dreamed of. I floated closer to that city, and I saw a great square building of stone in the open space. and I felt a hideous fear clutching at me. I screamed and struggled after the blankness was again in my attic room, sprawled flat over 5 phosphoric circles on the floor. In that night's wanderings, there was no more of the strangeness that was in many former night's wanderings, but there was more terror because I knew I was closer to those outside gulfs and worlds that I had never been before. Thereafter, I was more cautious with my incantations, for I had no wish to be cut off from my body and from the earth in unknown abysses which I could never return.
Thank you everyone for watching that. I hope you had a good day. This was something new that we talked about a lot on stream, just voice acting, and a friend Knight on Mixer was saying like, you should try do an audiobook. So I was like, yeah, let's test it. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys do, let me know, and if there's any other short stories, I wouldn't mind trying this again and exploring some other things. So I don't know, it was a lot of fun. I hope you have a good day, and yeah, talk to you later.